So Valentine's Day is coming up, and I thought this would be a perfect time for me to sit down and talk a little bit about why I love being single. I think that right when you start college, a lot of people want to be single, and it sounds really ideal just because you're meeting so many new people. But after a while, it becomes kind of nice to have someone that is your comfort, and I definitely see people coupling up, or at least like wishing that they had a boyfriend all of a sudden, or a girlfriend. And I'm here to tell you to not think like that. Before I start this video, I want to thank Ana Luisa for partnering with me and sponsoring this video. They make the most gorgeous jewelry. I am currently wearing their cute earrings and this ring, and all their pieces look amazing together, so you can combine them. And you know that if you get things from there, you can literally wear them with whatever. I think it totally like spices up any outfit. Like, I can wear sweats with these little hoops. Their pieces are just so elegant and beautiful and perfect to gift anyone for Valentine's Day. Yourself, your girlfriend, your friends, anyone, your mom. All their pieces are already pretty affordable on their own for their quality, which is really high. You can use my link to get 40% off. And they also are very sustainable. So their whole thing is that high quality jewelry should not cost our planet, which is beautiful. They have no unnecessary mining. They use recycled materials, and they also donate 100% of their unused pieces to Dress for Success, which is an organization that uplifts women in the US. If you know me, you know that that's something I'm really passionate about, so I'm so happy to be working with them. They have donated over 3,000 pieces and saved an equivalent of 14 tons of CO2e and 16,000 gallons of water. The fashion industry is actually a huge contributor to the problems of our planet, and so I really appreciate what they do. I think it's beautiful. They have really fast delivery globally, so you can go ahead and order some pieces with my discount and be able to get them around Valentine's Day. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's an amazing idea to invest in pieces that are timeless, classic, beautiful, and good for our little planet. Now, I think that I am kind of an expert in the subject because I definitely went through that phase where I wanted the comfort, I wanted security, I wanted someone. That was honestly me like all throughout high school, and when I was younger, like I was so obsessed with that idea. And I got a boyfriend, and it was cool. In my lifetime, like one long relationship, and then like a couple situationships, and then like anything in between. And if you don't know what situationship means, it's when like you're not actually dating, but like you'll have something. Those are the worst. Also, I apologize for the soccer game happening outside. Now, I really want to speak to the girls that are out there sitting and just waiting for the next boyfriend. I'm here to tell you the single life right now, like during this period, is exactly where you need to be. I feel like right now is my first time in a very long time where I have just been by myself and not worried about another guy, whether that is a boyfriend, a crush, a guy that I'm talking to. I am not constantly thinking about him. There is no him. And I have never been like happier. So here are the reasons why I love being single. Number one is you don't really have to worry about someone. I think it's so nice to be selfish. This is a time when we're supposed to grow and learn and make mistakes. I wouldn't want to be right now in a situation where if I mess up, someone else cares about it. I'm just here to have a good time. I don't really need that on my plate. I don't know. You get to be very self-centered when you're single, and I really appreciate that. The next reason is simply time. Relationships are a huge time commitment, and I'm like, let me show you guys. I take my time very seriously. I have everything like booked up, and I make myself available for people that I care about. If my friends are like, hey, I need to talk to someone, I'll be there for them. I'll make room for them in my schedule. But a whole boyfriend with, you know, hey, I want to talk about my feelings and stuff like that, there's no time on this schedule to do that. I just literally picked up another major. and like I want to get a job at some point, and I really want to do really good in my classes, and I have all these plans with my friends. I already get so little sleep because of all the things that I want to do and that I'm excited to do. And I do go like on dates with guys sometimes, or like I hook up with guys, and that's fun for me, and it doesn't take up too much time. I do not appreciate the kind of like laser focus that is required in a monogamous relationship. Like I said, even if you're not in a monogamous relationship, you have this sort of like stress and like constant thought about someone else and their life and what they're doing at all times, and it really distracts from all the other relationships and all the other things happening. And there is just so much happening around me. I don't want to miss out. Not only that, but even when I meet people, because I'm not looking for a boyfriend and I'm not like constantly thinking that's something that I need in order to be happy, I get to make actual friendships and relationships, or like find great hookup buddies or something like that with someone without having the expectations of certain encounters to maybe turn into relationships. Okay, now the biggest reason why I love being single is because I know that one day I will find that person, and I will be spending a lot of time with that person, and my whole life is going to be in a partnership with someone, and I'm gonna be old, and I'm gonna look back, and I'm gonna miss my youth so much. And the last thing that I want is to look back and remember when I was young and had no wrinkles and had lived with a bunch of people, and think that all I did with that was just be stressed out because I was single, or be upset that there wasn't someone special in my life, instead of just loved myself at this time. Like, there's something so special about the single days of your youth. I know that I'm gonna look back and be so happy that I took advantage of it. My biggest thing is also like fun. Like, I just want to get up and do whatever I want that seems like it would be fun in the moment, you know? Like, I'm 19. Now, I definitely get that if you just got out of a relationship, or if you're someone who is used to being in a relationship, it is really hard to just be alone. And here are some reasons and some steps on how you can get there and how you can find happiness with it. The first thing that I want to tell you is to not look at this time as a waiting room. You being single and being alone is not a stop between this relationship and the next one. Thinking this way and just waiting for the next relationship is so harmful to your self-worth, because you are not here to constantly be with someone. Life is happening right now, and you are so much more than a relationship. It's your show. It's your movie. So I did do some research, and I wanted to kind of look at how professionals look at this. And so the first person I looked at is Jenny Tates, I think is how you pronounce her name. She's a clinical psychologist and the writer of How to Be Single and Happy. And she actually said some things that I think would help with this mind shift. Us as humans, we can't actually predict what will give us happiness. That's not something we know how to do. Now, this is something that, like, in general is good to think about, and I definitely need to think about it, because like shopping, like, I buy things and I'm like, oh my god, like, I need this, like, it's gonna make me so happy. And of course, just like in a relationship, it gives me like a spike of happiness, and that is it. And so she mentioned this 15-year analysis from Michigan State. It included 24,000 people that are in relationships. What they discovered is that those relationships have increased their happiness by 1%. That means that 99% of your happiness you will not find in a relationship. Jessica Mormon, she has a PhD in communication, and she's a professor right now at Wayne State, and she studies like single socialization. What she said was actually really interesting, and I never thought about it. We just believe that like relationships are so ideal, and there's so many like toxic and negative ideas around being single. And she basically explained that these come from our culture and the way things worked around this world many, many, many years ago, because women used to depend financially on men. And so the only way for you to have security in your life was if you had a man supporting you. Now, of course, we know this, but you have to actually think about it. We have those same ideals and that same pressure and that same feeling that I need to be with someone to feel secure from then. Except now we think that it's emotionally. And it's not true. And I think something really good to do to just kind of be alone and work on yourself and get that security just on your own is to think of what you would want from someone else. Like, if I want to get into a relationship, like, definitely want someone who's like really smart and ambitious and has a ton of goals. And I definitely want someone who's like social and fun and like will go out and like talk to people and make friends. And someone who's like really kind and like respectful, you know, to like their parents and stuff. So those are the kind of things you want to write down and work on yourself, because those are the things you value. So those are the things that you need to turn into your own personal goals rather than looking for them in somebody else. And the good thing is it can literally be anything, because all things are possible in the single life. I think the last step that needs to be taken is appreciating what you have. We really dismiss relationships and things in our life because they're not considered as important as a relationship or as a boyfriend or as your partner, when in reality they are the world. And so you need to rethink about your current connections and the support that you have and see it as enough. And more than enough. So much more than enough. The people in my life and all their personalities and how much fun we have and all the things we love doing together and all the things that I love doing on my own, that is love, and that is just enough, and that is what I will be celebrating this Valentine's Day. The last thing I want to mention is that I, for 2 years, understood this and I loved being by myself and just doing whatever the F I want to do. But during that time, I was so like anti-relationship. At the end of the day, that's not the way you should view it. I think I only saw it that way just because I was like moving around a ton, and it was like 2 years of my life where I knew I wouldn't be in that city. I was like, don't need a relationship, don't need a relationship. That I didn't actually think about why I'm single and why I love being single and why I am enough. I was just like, no relationship, like whatever. When in reality, if the right person comes, that might just be what has to happen. I'm not against the idea anymore. If it makes sense, it makes sense. I definitely don't want it right now. I am still like avoiding it just because the lifestyle that I'm living right now just works out best if I'm single. But I know that like wanting to share time and my life with someone is not the opposite as being unhappy alone. I am just as happy alone as I would be if I found someone that is so special for me to share that with, because I know that my happiness just does not depend on which state I am in. That is what I'm trying to get through. I hope this helped some of you guys. I definitely am really glad that I have this kind of knowledge right now. I think it's just so much less stressful. I love going to bed, you know, imagining a ton of different stuff instead of like a relationship that doesn't exist. I want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Again, I want to thank Ana Luisa for collaborating with me for this video. Again, make sure to use my link. It is going to be at the top of the description box to shop their pieces for up to 40% off. I love supporting such wholesome, great companies, and I think you guys would love their pieces, so make sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having an amazing day. I love you so much. Stay true to yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.